Kristaps Porzingis has an injury. What that injury is exactly, not clear at the moment. But it didn't look good in that it was sudden and his reaction to it was not great. And he buried his face in his jersey when he made it to the Boston bench before heading to the locker room. It is a calf injury, according to reports. Not believed to be an Achilles, according to reports. Today, they send him for the MRI. Oh, boy.
I have a question.
Yes, what's the question?
Why is he in a boot? That's a calf. A boot that stops halfway up the calf. Calf's up here.
That's all they had.
Really?
I don't know. What do you do
An
otherwise?
NBA franchise, that's all they have?
Does it take the pressure off the foot?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I mean, I got to be honest.
I've seen guys go off of this, and it's usually a foot or an ankle or an Achilles.
That boot that we're looking at on our simulcast on NBC Sports Boston that Kristaps Porzingis was wearing after the game, that goes over Tim McCone's knee.
That's like a 4-foot boot.
Right?
Okay.
Like, I'm serious. I'm not saying that to be funny. That might be the largest boot they make. Like, for a normal person, that goes all the way up and over their calf. For Kristaps Porzingis, for a 7-footer, it not all the way, but it's over half the calf. It's half calf.
I mean, it'd be over Reese's knee. I mean, but okay, you're in the NBA playoffs.
That thing would be up in Reese's crotch.
You're in the NBA playoffs, professional radio. You can see underneath. There's like 10 golf carts. If this thing was really serious, wouldn't they cart him to the bus or cart him to the ambulance?
I think so.
You're not going to make this guy walk the hole underneath the arena.
I got to be honest, though. If he were if he were seriously hurt and they put him in a wheelchair and like if he's not seriously hurt, they
Paul
put him
Pierce
in a
left the court in a wheelchair.
and they brought him to the bus, you'd be like, oh, that's it. He's done for the year.
Yeah. It's a long walk.
All right, so let's assume it's a bad calf strain. What does that mean? How many weeks could that be?
Well, it said 1 to 3, I think, for a level 1, level 2, 3 to 6.
Yeah, I was going to say 5 weeks. Like best case scenario, you're looking at like 5 weeks.
What was Robert Williams' time frame when he had a meniscus done? Like, it was 6 weeks? And he came back and just didn't look good, but then it looked good one night, then it didn't look good the next. So I think even if he does come back, next round or the round after, he's going to have his legs, and he's going to re-injure it. So it's weird. Like, it's weird stuff the way he and Embiid are just like such long freaks to begin with.
Yeah,
like those, or Giannis when Giannis pulled up with his. Like, you even look at his ankles; everything's taped up. He already has the sleeve on the right leg.
Oh yeah, he's the walking wounded man.
I assumed he rolled his ankle, previously and came back, and then the Achilles popped. But then you look at it closely, like, oh my God, it's 2 different legs.
Yeah.
I blew that one. I thought it was the same leg. But I mean, the way he pulls up off it, it's boom, like something popped.
I think it had bothered him, obviously, a couple of minutes before, and then it was bad.
Like, I've known guys that have torn their calves. It's like a hole in the calf. It's like you get shot right in the calf in the back of the leg.
Like splits? What happened?
Splits. You can actually put your finger in a hole.
Oh. Ugh. God, that sounds terrible.
You can tell he is in. Like, he knew it right away. Boom, pulled up. Get the ball, wave. Get me out. I pop something.
Yeah, that's
a pop.
That's the part that I think is scary. That it could be more serious than just, mild strain that keeps him out a couple of weeks.
Like, when a guy rips his hamstring, it just, like, he grabs the back of the leg and he goes face down. You can tell when he strains it, he sort of goes upright, and it's a strain at the base, but then he kind of limped to the sideline of that.
Okay, best case scenario.
That's a rupture pop.
Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Let's play the game. Worst case scenario, he's done for the year, cannot play again. What does that mean for the Celtics?
I think it means you might be in trouble.
When?
Finals.
More specific.
Finals.
Okay.
Finals. I think you could still get to the NBA Finals without him.
And then the matchup is...
I think you're in trouble.
The matchup is Denver.
Yeah, which the caller was talking about yesterday, already getting into the Denver series in the finals. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Well, no, I'm just saying, they'll play it out. They get Denver, what happens?
I mean, he was my X factor, heading into this thing. Like, that's the guy that's going to help you win it. I don't know. Is White going to play like last night, every night? Mid-30s, high 30s? Like, I don't think that's going to happen. But he's going to have his games here and there. Or Derek White's going to go off. Like, when Porzingis and Derek White are good, It allows Jason and Brown to sort of coast. Not like break a sweat at times. Just go stay in the corner. We don't need you to go off. But you'll find a way to get you 25, 28.
Okay, let's play the game again. They get to the finals without him, and they draw Oklahoma City.
You should win that series.
Bingo. I'm with you on that. It's all about the matchup. They can get through the East without Kristaps Porzingis.
100%.
What team out there would you say, they lost their third best player, they're hosed? They can't do it now. On a night when Derek White had, 38 last night?
Yep.
And you see that you've got talent throughout your entire starting lineup.
Yeah.
Like, you're a deep team. So, listen, they're a lot better with Kristaps Porzingis, but you're telling me they can't get through the Eastern Conference without him? And then you're telling me if you draw the right matchup in the finals, if you get OKC, you should win that series. If it's Denver, I don't think they win. If it's Denver, I think they're cooked.
So I wrote about this, shameless plug, over on 98.5.
Beautiful.
Sports Hub.
No, that's please, shameless in the true sense.
What was this downloaded? What, yesterday?
Last night, after this. And it should the Kristaps Porzingis injury actually affect your expectations for the Boston Celtics? And I don't think it should. Yes, Porzingis makes it a hell of a lot easier, but when you really look at this team and how talented they are, even without Porzingis, the expectations should be the same, which is get to the finals. It's a failure if you don't get there. And outside of Denver, you should be winning the championship. Denver's the one team you look at, and honestly, with Porzingis, it was kind of a coin flip to begin with, too. That's the one team I look at and say that would be an issue. But when you really look at the Boston Celtics and the way they're built, you got 2 top 15 players. You have more playoff experience than any other franchise in the postseason right now. And you don't have any scapegoat like a Marcus Smart on the roster left to complain with.
Yeah.
The expectations should not change. It would be a hell of a lot easier with Porzingis in the lineup, but even without him, you should be a finals team.
I don't disagree with any of that. This doesn't change much for them in the Eastern Conference. They should still be there.
They should.
It sucks.
How they handle
I'm not
pressure
gonna tell you it doesn't
times.
suck. I like this player a lot. He's been great. But I don't think it changes much for them. Now, when Tatum went down last night after rolling his ankle, then I started to get afraid.
Really?
Turns out it was nothing.
Yeah.
Turns out it was NBD.
What a weird sequence.
Just a little roll of the ankle.
It does put a hell of a lot more pressure on Tatum and Brown, though.
That's
Those
the thing.
two guys are squarely.
Now it's here in your head, the stuff we've talked about for years. Where it's supposed to be your time. It's supposed to be your time.
As it should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where the pressure should have been to begin with.
Especially when you're paying them what you're going to have to pay them. When you like to know that, they can handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This team is built around those two guys.
Sure.
Again, they lost their third best player. There are not a lot of teams that get to say, well, we lost our third best guy. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.